Hi, my name is Stephen. 4 years ago, I found myself in a very difficult situation. Was separated from my wife due to being a victim, frankly, of domestic violence. It turned out at the time that my former wife was severely abusing our 18-month-old daughter at the same time. Did not know where she was. I wasn't allowed to see her. Probably the most traumatic experience in my entire life. I remember just feeling 100% helpless. No idea what to do. How would I get my daughter back? What process I would need to go through. It was at that point that a family friend referred me to Shari. When I met Shari Goldsberry for the first time, the first thing that struck me was how extremely precise, matter-of-fact, and non-emotional she was about this process, the situation that I found myself in. And that was exactly what I wanted. That's exactly what I needed. I needed somebody that was going to tell me, very bluntly, here are our options. Here's what we're going to do. This is our action plan. This is what's going to happen. I didn't need or want a shoulder to cry on. I need somebody to walk me through this incredibly confusing legal situation. And she did that day one. And I remember leaving that day from her office, that first meeting, with a sense of relief. And even more than that, a sense of hope that somehow this was going to be okay. That somebody competent who knew what she was doing was going to be able to direct me through this ordeal. During the whole process, I had a ton of questions. I'm more of a facts-based guy. I want to know what it is that I'm up against, what to expect, what to anticipate. So I will admit to having bombarded Shari and her team with questions via phone, via email, via text. I was being walked through step by step exactly how everything was being played out. First court appearance was incredibly nerve-wracking. Shari had warned me in advance that there were going to be an army of attorneys there. There was going to be CPS attorneys, there were child advocate attorneys, my ex-wife's attorneys, the countless list. I was prepped for this, but what gave me, again, a sense of confidence in Shari was that she immediately went into pit bull mode. Within minutes of the testimony that a child psychologist was brought in to give an evaluation of whether she felt that my child would be safe with me or should be placed with me, Shari poked holes in her testimony almost immediately, pointed out discrepancies in the paperwork that had been filed. All of these things that nobody else had picked up on, she found within minutes without any prior preparation. Just simply requested to look at the documents submitted to the judge, poured over them, and stabbed her finger. Okay, what about this? This doesn't make sense. This doesn't line up with this. And the end of the result was that it completely, thankfully, discredited the adverse testimony of the psychologist. And I remember, even after leaving the courtroom the first day, one of the CPS attorneys walking ahead of us a little bit was talking to her colleague and was saying, Shari's really good. And it was kind of at that moment that I felt that it was going to be okay. Now that I'd seen her in action, that this was going to that I was going to prevail. I want to have to say that it's true. There is life after divorce. Yes, this was a horrific process, something that nobody ever would want to go through. The end result of this was that I got my daughter. After all of that process, of that, just the emotions and the pain and the uncertainty of a complicated and divorce process, I got my daughter. There is life after divorce. You think about what it is that you went through, but then what happened at the end of it. My daughter is now 5 years old. Happy, bouncy, giggly little redhead is the joy of my life. And I do have to say that it's thanks to Shari Goldsberry and her amazing team that I got my life back. My daughter and I were able to move on to a happier future.